What do you get when we have 3 storylines that never seems to end, so it feels like it's going forever?
Well, I mean, we're just not used to it because Yashahime is usually episodic, but this is more like continual, so it's not so bad.
Hi, I'm Annie. I'll be taking the devil's advocate apparently.
And I'm Minty. I'm giving Yashahime the benefit of the doubt sometime.
And this is FunUntitled, where we serve every podcast with an FU. And today, we're talking about Season 2, Episode 10, aka, I'm pretty sure it's Yashahime Episode 34.
The Battle of the New Moon Part 1. Okay, so let's go through each one, right? Because it's kind of hard to keep going back and forth.
Yeah, so let's get the shortest one out of the way.
So Setsuna's human now during the new moon, which is interesting.
I think she's hotter with long hair.
She is. I think that hair grows like twice the length.
Here's something I want to know, but why did Inuyasha's hair didn't grow? No, I'm just kidding. Why did Setsuna know exactly all the demons that's going after her? Is it because Kilala told her?
When did Setsuna could talk to Kilala?
I don't know, that was weird. How could Setsuna talk to Kilala when she's human, but she never did when she was demon?
Maybe Inuyasha could speak to Kilala.
Could you imagine?
The conversations they've had. Because they never like directly talked to Kilala, but they kind of always knew what she was saying.
Yeah, like the vibe.
Yeah. Oh well.
And based off the preview, I don't know if that's just like fourth wall breaking, but she knew everything Moha and...
Oh, I mean, that's just narration.
Well, I don't know. Like, normally the narration doesn't break the fourth wall like that.
Yeah, Yashime's not that good of a series. Then we move on to Towa. She's hanging out with Riku and Rion, and then she gets kidnapped by Zero. I think that's one of the weak points of Yashahime is just that, like, the enemies just come out of nowhere. Like, Naraku would stay at a base, and Inuyasha and his friends had to work to get to him, so it felt like a natural progression. But when Zero can just pop up anywhere, even Kirinmaru, it just feels forced and like, why don't you come earlier or later? There's no point in you coming now except to just cause like useless drama.
Yeah, like when Kirinmaru came in the episode where he blinded Riku and was like, I'm here, now I'm gone. It's like, well, it feels like the big bad can just come and ask for a cup of sugar at this point.
Yeah, so it's like, ugh, it's so annoying.
I am so sick of the goddamn rainbow pearls trying to make it as important as the Shikon jewel, and then we just kind of forget about it.
I mean, one of the great things about the Shikon jewel is that a lot of times you get to see the before, the during, and the after. You know, like why it was important for someone to have the Shikon jewel, how much it changed their lives. But the rainbow pearl, it's like they already had it, so it's like, okay, and then nothing changed when they lost it, except if they lost their life.
How to save a life. You know what that was stupid was when she was getting transported by the lantern butterflies, and Toa was like, Rion, I'm gonna push you out of danger, and it's like, hey Toa, hey champ, we know this is from Zero. We know Zero is after your ass. Rion would have been fine. You could have used her as a shield. But it's like, no, but she's the protagonist. She needed to protect Rion. It's like, why?
I mean, same reason why does Zero need Toa?
Like, I know it's like, it was sort of build Toa's character to be like a better person, but if Rion just wasn't in the damn circle, that would have made 10 times more sense.
Just like, snap, gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toa just, like, technically has no flaws, so she's just a very boring and annoying character.
And, you know, we have to go at signature episode, Setsuna!
It's a Rumiko Takahashi staple.
Oh, yeah.
Then we get to the meat of it, Moroha's story, where she learns more about Takechiyo, the whole raccoon family, and we had a small Inuyasha scene, which I thought was going to take more of the episode.
Honey, remember that one time we saw Inuyasha in the preview and it was like a minute?
It was like an actual story, but this was the only good scene of Yashahime in total.
Well, what's weird was that Hachi told the story weird. Like, oh, you know, I had no interest in this clan, but we came for the funeral, and then suddenly Sango and Kogome came in and was like, ah, we knew he was evil. It's like, why didn't you start off in that story, Hachi? It just seemed like Sango and Kogome were just whoring themselves out.
I don't know, maybe it's a Japanese thing. Like you would know if you were from Japan what that's about. But I did think it was weird that he would go for like the Lord's funeral, but maybe it's just like for personal reasons, not for like business reasons. Honestly, this would have been better if they actually like fleshed out the whole story story like Inuyasha would.
God, the evil guy, what was his name?
Just call him the Shogun.
Okay, Shogun. He's like the most least compelling character. It's like you cannot pay me to care about him or his stan.
I don't know, I care more about him than I do Maru. At least he has a goal. I know what he's doing. I know why he's evil.
Who do you think they're gonna ask what happened? They're gonna ask Sango, Moroku, or they're gonna uselessly go to Kohaku?
You would have to ask Sango because the part that they don't know, Sango was there.
But are they smart enough to make that input?
They only got one bird. Hachi's gotta be, hey, Moroku was watching Kagome, seal the full moon raccoon dog, so it'd be stupid for them to send it to him.
Okay, here's the thing that I know we both actually hated. So Moroha made a hang glider. It was a little allusion to the Yashahime X Detective Conan collabs because it's a hang glider used by the Phantom Thief. So that's obviously Kaito Kid.
What's interesting is that case closed is not that popular outside of Japan. So how many Americans actually get the reference?
Anime ain't made for Western.
I don't know. I mean, Phantom Thief was clearly Kaito Kid, and the hang glider, just staples.
But we have 2 raccoon dogs that can fly. Why did we need the hang glider? And it's they couldn't go high enough? But clearly Hachi went high enough at one point during the flashback.
I don't know. It's a mystery. I honestly can't tell. Because then the hang glider ended up, dragging them. And, the hang glider had more power than 2 raccoon dogs?
Is it a known fact that above the ocean is just more wind? That's why people go paragliding, the currents or something?
Technically, there shouldn't really be wind. Especially, on a new moon? I don't know. I don't know how tidal waves work.
I swear to God, if this isn't setting up Morihal to get priest powers, I don't know what this is for.
What's interesting is, because we see Kagome first using the sealing arrow technique, and that's cool and all. It kind of explains why Morihal has that powers, but it would have been nice if they showed Kagome doing something different that Moroha could learn.
Yeah.
Even if it's just instinctually. Because what could Moroha learn next?
Whatever Kikyo used to seal Inuyasha to the tree, we're gonna do it to Kirinmaru.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just arrows, right? Because the multi-arrow is a better technique than the single arrow. Because Inuyasha met the bat half-demon, and there was an orb that could create strong barriers, and the whole point of him absorbing the barriers' powers is so that he could break barriers. There's a flow and a connection and a story and about saving people, but then it's what is it for this one?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, before we wrap up, what do you think about the whole 3-episode structure?
I still think the 3-episode structure, now I know what I said in the beginning, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just wish they did the whole Moroha, then the whole Setsuna, and then the whole Towa. Well, I guess it is also kind of hard because they are supposedly happening simultaneously, but it's just the way they break it up, it just makes it very uninteresting in each episode. So I guess maybe I wish one episode, well, I guess technically last episode is all Setsuna, but then just end it.
It's hard because it feels like this episode in particular, everyone is doing a setup for we promise it's gonna have a big payoff. You just have to see the setup of Setsuna making all these plans, Towa getting captured, Moroha making a hang glider, and next episode you will have your payoff. But I honestly don't know if the next episode is going to be more setup or one of those 3 stories will come to fruition.
Yeah, because you would have thought the last episode was the end for Setsuna's storyline. Because it was fine. I mean, it had really nothing to do with her, except she can cut that thread of faith.
She can look at more Susomu win moments by just tapping the thread.
Which is fine, but I don't need the whole snow demons and her becoming human. It's just the human thing's fine. Just the snow demons I can't stand.
The snow demon's stupid. I have no idea why Toa's traveling with Rion and Riku. Where are you going?
Yeah, you asked that, and I was like, oh yeah. Because I think Riku wants to protect Toa, and then Rion's just there for the ride, and I don't know what the hell Toa's doing now.
Riku. Yeah, Rion's just gonna hold you back. Let me take her. Also, Riku. I am now blind. Let me travel with you.
You protect me now. I don't know. Maybe that's why they put the whole Zero thing in, because there was no direction with the Toa storyline.
Yeah, I get. I sort of got the next episode they're going to bring up the damn lavender, because I saw Setsuna sniff her hands.
I wish they brought up the Akuru thing.
Yeah, you know.
It was so short and like Kinemari just left and it's like, hello. You're just putting this in as like quote unquote foreshadow, but you can't just put it in and call it done.
Isn't that the tagline of Yashahime? We just put it in and call it done. Just like this podcast. We're just gonna put this goodbye in and call it done.
Thank you.
Bye.